Sarah Klein adjusted the collar of her navy blazer as she took the witness stand in courtroom 1427 that morning, her hands steady despite the knot twisting in her stomach. At 24, she had already navigated more upheavals than most her age, a sociology degree from Northwestern, a part-time job at a Chicago nonprofit aiding domestic violence survivors, and now this, a custody hearing for her 2-year-old daughter, Lily, born during her tumultuous 2-year relationship with Derek Voss. Derek, 28, a mid-level IT consultant with a penchant for control, sat at the defense table, his lawyer, Harlan Tate, a slick partner from a loop firm known for aggressive family law tactics, flipping through depositions. Judge Harlan Whitaker, a stern veteran of the bench with 22 years under his belt, peered over his half-moon glasses at the docket. Ms. Klein, you may proceed with your direct testimony. Sarah leaned into microphone, her voice clear but edged with the exhaustion of months of depositions and supervised visits. Derek and I met at a tech conference in 2020. Things started well, but by Lily's birth in January 2022, the arguments escalated. He checked my phone constantly, accused me of flirting with colleagues. Last summer, during a fight over my work hours, he grabbed my arm hard enough to bruise. I have the photos, submitted in Exhibit A. She paused as the bailiff projected the images on the courtroom screen. Purple marks blooming on her forearm. Time-stamped July 14th, 2023. Gasps rippled from the gallery, where Sarah's sister, Megan, sat clutching a tissue, and a handful of Derek's family members shifted uncomfortably. Harlan Tate rose, objecting smoothly. Your Honor, relevance? This hearing is about custody fitness, not ancient history. Whitaker overruled him, his gravelly voice brooking no argument. Overruled, counsel. Proceed, Miss Klein. Sarah continued, detailing the incident that tipped the scales. On October 5th, 2023, Derek had shown up unannounced at her apartment during a supervised visit, demanding unsupervised access to Lily. When she refused, citing the court's temporary order, he shoved her against the kitchen counter, his ring catching her lip and drawing blood. I filed a police report that night. Case number CPD 23-04567. Officer Ramirez can corroborate. He's on my witness list. Derek's jaw tightened, his fingers drumming the table, but he held his tongue under Tate's restraining glare. The testimony stretched into the afternoon recess at 1:15 p.m., the courtroom emptying into fluorescent-lit corridors buzzing with vending machine chatter and lawyerly whispers. Sarah stepped down, her heels clicking on the tile as she headed for the ladies' room, Megan trailing behind. You did great, Sar. He's squirming. But as Sarah rounded the corner near the elevators, Derek broke away from his entourage, his face a mask of barely contained rage. Tate had stepped aside for a call, leaving Derek momentarily unchecked. He closed the distance in 3 strides, his hand whipping out in a blur to deliver a resounding slap across Sarah's left cheek. The impact echoed like a gunshot, her head snapping sideways, a red welt rising instantly under her eye. The corridor froze. A cluster of jurors waiting for the elevator gaped, one woman's hand flying to her mouth. Megan screamed, lunging forward, but a bailiff, stocky ex-Marine named Torres, barreled in, pinning Derek against the wall with a forearm to his chest. Hand where I can see him. Pal, you're under arrest for contempt and assault. Derek struggled briefly, sputtering. She provoked me, lying on the stand. But Torres cuffed him efficiently, the metallic click underscoring the bailiff's radio call. Code 10-32, disturbance in progress, 3rd floor. Word spread like wildfire through the building. By the time Judge Whitaker reconvened at 1:45, the gallery had swelled with courthouse regulars drawn by the drama. Sarah, ice-pack pressed to her cheek courtesy of the court nurse, returned to her seat, her lip trembling but her resolve hardening. Whitaker's face darkened as Tate entered a frantic motion to recuse himself. Derek now a criminal defendant mid-hearing. Mr. Tate, your client has just assaulted a witness in my courthouse. Bailiff, remove Mr. Voss to holding. We'll address contempt charges post-haste. Tate, sweat beading on his brow, pivoted to damage control. Your Honor, this is an aberration. Mr. Voss is a devoted father under stress. We request a mental health eval. Whitaker wasn't buying it. Aberration? This follows a pattern per the exhibits. Hearing adjourned until tomorrow. Ms. Klein, my clerk will arrange protective order extensions. As the gavel fell, Sarah gathered her notes, the sting on her cheek a dull throb syncing with her pulse. Megan hugged her tightly in the hall. Mom's on her way. I called her from the lobby. Sarah nodded, grateful for the bolstering presence of Evelyn Klein, her mother, who had driven in from her faculty office at the University of Chicago, where she taught applied linguistics and cultural anthropology. Evelyn arrived at 2:30 p.m., pushing through the revolving doors with purposeful strides, her silver-streaked hair in a no-nonsense chignon, dressed in a charcoal pantsuit that screamed academia, but clipped to her lapel was something anomalous, a gold badge emblazoned with the CIA seal, the words Special Agent etched in crisp lettering. The security checkpoint halted her briefly. The guard, a retiree named Kowalski, eyeing the badge warily. "Ma'am, that's not standard ID for family court." Evelyn met his gaze evenly, her voice low and authoritative, honed from decades of briefings in Langley's soundproof rooms. "Federal credentials, Mr. Kowalski. I'm here on official business intersecting this case. Escort me to courtroom 1427. He complied without further question, radio ahead as they ascended in the creaky service elevator. Inside the emptying courtroom, Whitaker was conferring with his clerk when the doors swung open. Evelyn entered, badge glinting under the recessed lights, her presence commanding immediate attention. Conversations died. A lingering juror mid-text pocketed her phone. Sarah's eyes widened from the plaintiff's table, whispering, "Mom? What's that?" Derek, uncuffed momentarily in the jury box under Torres' watch, sneered from across the room. "Great, more drama. What, you a cop now, lady?" Evelyn ignored him, striding to the bench. Judge Whitaker, Evelyn Klein, CIA Director of Operations, retired 2018. I invoke Classification Protocol 50 U.S.C. Section 3093 for in-camera review. This matter involves national security implications tied to defendant Derek Voss. The judge's eyebrows shot up, his gavel hovering midair. "Agent Klein, this is a civil custody case, not espionage court." But protocol kicked in. Whitaker cleared the room with a barked order, bailiffs herding out the stragglers. Tate protested vehemently. "Your Honor, this is highly irregular," but was silenced with a pointed finger. In the sealed session, Evelyn laid out the facts with the precision of a case file dump. Derek Voss isn't just an IT consultant. Under alias Vector 7, he's been funneling encrypted data to foreign actors since 2021, specifically a Russian SVR cell operating out of Toronto. Sarah met him unwittingly during that conference. He targeted her nonprofit for access to donor lists with ties to State Department grants. She slid a redacted dossier across the bench. Pages stamped top secret // no foreign, detailing Voss' digital trail, IP logs from his Oak,